Hey guys. So, I want to talk about the importance of committing yourself to a large scale painting. There's this notion out there that you should be painting high quality paintings on small pieces of wood, canvas, whatever it be. You need to be doing these small paintings that you can produce quickly and practice quickly. And though I agree with that, I also feel like people shy away from committing themselves to large paintings. And I think it's a big problem. I think that's hurting you. I think there should be a blend of both. But personally, for me, what works to get me motivated is committing to this large painting, this thing that just stares at you when you show up to paint. It just eats right through. There's no escaping it. It just every part of it just stares right back at you. And the best and worst part about starting a large painting is the price and the risk of failure. Starting a large painting costs more money. It costs more paint, it costs more to buy the canvas, more to make the canvas, more time invested in fixing areas. But it also returns a higher reward. There's more detail to be gained. There's more depth to be had. Small paintings are limited by their size. I don't. Oh, it doesn't even need to be said. I mean, and there's so many people out there, not to point fingers, but the type of person that buys sketchbooks, and I'm guilty of this. You buy your sketchbook and you think, oh, I'm gonna have this beautiful little book full of these finished drawings, these finished miniature paintings. It'll be this incredible thing that has to be perfect because you see all these other videos online of these beautiful crafted sketchbooks that seem like masterworks in their own right. But I think that it chokes me up more than starting a thing that's massive in scale to a sketchbook. It just I can shut the sketchbook. I can throw the sketchbook on my shelf and not ever look at it. And it doesn't bother me too much. I mean, it sits back there and I go, well, I like having sketchbooks, but I'll do something with it in the future. But you won't. You'll keep it there and it'll be a couple doodles, maybe a couple good ones in there, but it'll never be this finished thing because it's not staring right back at you in this massive scale. I think having large scale paintings, they trap you into a commitment, and I think that's a good thing. I think trapping yourself into this project, this need to finish something and have it stand on its own two legs. As the saying goes, art is never finished, it's only abandoned. And you might as well give it two legs to stand on when it's out in front of people. I mean, I can't just try and sell something that I myself am not happy with. I might post it online and point out what I did wrong, but I would feel disgusted trying to sell it. So, the beauty of the large painting is I won't give up on it until it's somewhere I'm happy with. And normally the vision starts off with this 100% completed goal, and you're so excited to see it finished. And you have this grand scheme, this grand idea. How does it turn out? Well, the story for most paintings is the vision is 100%, but the execution is at best 70 to 80% what I actually imagined. And that's the hard part about painting. That's the part where you realize this is the gap in between my skill and my execution. So that's what forces you to learn. It forces you to grow. I think these are essential. And it just doesn't happen the same for me on small sketchbook paintings or small little 10 by 10 paintings. I think there needs to be risk. I think there needs to be a sacrifice in making a bad painting. And I think having this large scale painting is the catalyst for what drives me further. I don't hear many people say that. Truthfully, I don't see that same view online a lot. I think as someone trying to trick themselves into painting more, I think it's a good way to kind of trick your brain into, well, crap, I need to finish this. This is eating at me. It's every time I look at it, I go, no, get it out of my sight. It's disgusting. Yeah, and that's a good thing because then I come back and I hit it harder. I look at it and I go, no, I'm not going to leave this. I'm not going to just let this thing sit here when I've dumped this much time, this much money into it. I think you need to commit yourself to finishing these. And that's going to force you to grow. It's not an easy process, and it keeps your ego in check at all times. Painting's not this easy hobby you can just do and it's fun every single time, because it's not. It's something that stares you right back in your face and says, hey, you don't know shit. You don't know anything about this. And you have no clue how to finish it. And I love it. I love it. It's a puzzle in its own way, The gap of knowledge in between the execution of the final painting is part of the journey. And I think if you're struggling with filling that sketchbook and you're just keeping these small paintings away from you, or you doodle here, you doodle there, and you're wondering why you're not improving, you're wondering why, every time you do these, you're just not happy with them. Well, the news is that's part of the problem of making art is you almost never are 100% satisfied. But the reward in one blowing your mind that it just works out and you're like, what? I don't even quite know what I did right here. And then you look back on it later and then you go, oh, well, I did that and I did this and well, that worked out for me and then it turned into this and I built upon that. But for small paintings, they just don't do it for me. I think the large ones trap me into this cycle of learning and repeating and learning again. And truthfully, there's things I knew before I started this painting that I should have applied, but I didn't. And now looking back, it's so painfully obvious what could have helped this so much more in the beginning to the end. And now I have this reminder that's 2 foot tall, 4 foot wide, and it's just staring at me. There's no hiding it in a corner. It takes up the corner. It's there. And it was a lot of time and money invested, so I look at it and I painfully see my problems, and these are ingrained by the time you're finished with a large painting. These problems are just so blatantly in your face, you have to put them down to memory, because if you don't, you'll be cursed to just remake the same mistakes over and over, and you will not grow. So I encourage you to trap yourself in that commitment. Go out there, buy that painting that seems too much to mess up in the scheme of your wallet stinging afterwards, and you're like, why? Why did I spend that much money on that? That was a huge mistake, and now it's not good. Well, keep working on it, and then get it to a point where like, okay, what have I achieved? Have I achieved half of what I set out to do? Because in my book, that's a win, I mean, get it to get it to 70% and then package it, move on to the next. But you need that large scale to force you into that 70%. You know, there's the 20% rule. I mean, 20% of your work outputs 80% of the result. And it's not applicable everywhere, but there's a lot of truth to it. So, and I kind of live by that. Did I accomplish a portion of what I wanted to do? And did I make this finished piece? And if the answer is yes, and you learn something from it, that's the best part. That's the best part of art. So that's the only way you can learn from it. You have to make bad paintings before you can do good paintings. Every artist starts this way, and every artist feels the same way. The disappointment, the end result, it all comes together as long as you keep pushing. So, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I hope you took something from it. Maybe you just watched it for the video, watched it for the painting. It's cool. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Thanks, guys.